strange situation going on here. So the young lady that you see there goes by the name of Alaila. I'm gonna go with Alaila. Alaila Everett. This situation has gone pretty viral. She's a track and field athlete in high school, and during an event, let me get this right. It was the 4x200 meter relay.
Mm.
It appears as though she struck another runner with her baton, and it's going viral because it looks like she did something that was on purpose, but of course she's defending her character, saying that it was an accident, it wasn't on purpose. The girl who was hit in the head suffered a concussion. um, you know what I'm saying? So this thing is just going crazy. The video is really what went viral because it kind of looks like I'll just let you be the judge because we're gonna go ahead and play it. Um, but yeah, it's kind of gone viral because she's responding. They held a rally in defense of her, where a lot of people in support of her are coming out to say, "Hey, this is not her. The kind of treatment that she's been getting is not right." They're defending her character, saying she'd never do something like that on purpose. She as well also defended her character, saying she'd never do something like this on purpose. And so this thing has grown wings. So we'll go ahead and provide
Now
a
they
little bit
pressing
of
charges
context.
on the girl.
They're pressing charges on her.
Yeah, now they're pressing charges on her. So this is the angle, and so that rally was like in support of her. So you know what I'm saying that they
Oh,
don't.
oh, right, because it says yeah, she's charged with assault. Yeah,
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah. So this says rally held in support of Virginia runner charged with assault in viral baton incident. More than 50 people attended a rally outside IC Norcom High School Thursday night in support of the runner charged in a track baton incident that has since gone viral. Video of last week's indoor track state championship shows IC Norcom athlete Alaila Everett and Brookville High School athlete uh, Kaylin Tucker during the second leg of the 4x200 meter relay finals. In the video, Tucker can be seen being hit in the head by Everett's relay baton. Judges quickly disqualified the Norcom team after the incident. The Brookville runner has a concussion and a possibly fractured skull, according to Bethany Harrison, Lynchburg Commonwealth's attorney. Harrison confirmed that Everett is facing one count of assault and battery. The viral attention garnered by the video has led to harassment and death threats directed at Everett, who maintains that this was an accident. During Thursday's rally, a tearful Everett thanked those who have shown support, maintaining that what happened during the relay was not purposeful. "I would never do anything like that. I would never harm anybody. I'm not a fighter," she said to rally attendees. The rally was organized by Jermaine Green, a parent of three Norcom student athletes. "I thought it was devastating to watch what this young lady was going through. As a former athlete that ran track, this is unintentional," Green said. The president of the Portsmouth NAACP, James Boyd, also spoke at the rally. "She is not an attacker. Alayla is an honor student at Norcom High School. We are not going to sit back and allow the criminal justice system to define her." Everett's mother stood by her daughter's side during the rally. "My baby didn't do it. I know who I raised. I'm going to stand by. I'm going to stand up for mine 10 toes down." Got to put that 10 toes down in there.
Got to, bro.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and get off this and we'll play some sound of Alayla um, defending herself, which will also include um, obviously footage of what took place at this relay race. So here we go here.
Crazy.
feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right? They're going off of one angle. A couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit. I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
All right. So what do you make of this situation?
Look, man. Um, damn, bro. listen, I felt like, you know what I'm saying, just from the visuals. I mean, it looked pretty intentional to me. Um, it looked like Draymond Green when he punched Yusuf Nurkic. You know what I'm saying, and then try to act like he was falling, or it was like, look, man, you struck that person in the face. And so in this context here, I saw multiple angles. I saw slowed down stuff, grassy knoll. I see, I saw all of it, bro. Look, man, she cocks her arm back and swings forward. She's even looking at the back of that girl's head while she's swinging, in my opinion. So to me, this looked intentional. Um, at first when it went viral, it was just going viral because of what's going on. Then this video of the Everett girl just crying, just saying, "What about my mental health?" But then once the internet got their hands on this, and the forensic investigators were doing their forensics, um, yeah, man, it was enough, you know, internet fodder going around to where people's like, you know what, the victim in this situation, or alleged victim, decided to press charges. So, how do I feel about that? Hey man, it was assault, I guess technically. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if they're planning on just pressing the charges or trying to sue the school or sue something. I don't know what's going on with that, or it's just the principle of the matter of this girl's got to pay for almost whatever in our baby. Because people got to think about this. If this is intentional and that girl did get concussed or a possible skull fracture, that's pretty damn serious, and it could have went any kind of way. um you know uh I don't watch enough crime channels and stuff like that, man. A baton, even though it's lightweight, moving at that speed, it is considered a blunt object at that point, and it could have hit her the wrong way and she could have fell the wrong way, who knows. So if that was my little girl out there running that got possibly hit like that, I'll be beside myself as well. So I don't fault the alleged victims, people, for pressing charges and wanting to follow up on this the right way. For this girl over here that tried to Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green the situation, um, I can't really go for the tears. I really can't go for it. I really would have just, if this was genuinely an accident, this is stop the presses. I apologize. Let me see if this person's okay. None of those things were happening. There's stuff out there, videos where people were saying like, hey, you know, the girl herself didn't even, apologize afterwards. The dad had to come say something, and it was other things where there was just a neglect or negligence of acknowledging that this young lady had to be sent to the hospital. So all in all, uh, uh, it's a crazy situation, yes, but I can't buy these tears. They're crocodilish in my opinion, and of course they're not going to want charges being pressed on them. And last thing I'll say is, of course, the NAACP is going to get behind this. Um, there's other serious things going on in the world, man. But here comes the NAACP for this situation. You know, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that this young lady's going to get an image award next time around for hurting another black person. But what are your thoughts, man, on this whole situation, dude? This whole situation, this young lady allegedly swinging the baton and hitting this young lady in the back who had a concussion and a possible skull fracture. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm missing. I watched it. It kind of looks like I see a wind up and a follow through.
That's what I thought I saw.
So I don't know if there's some kind of a special angle that I need to see it from, but it looks to me like there's a wind up and a follow through. Sometimes in the heat of battle, your body takes over and you do something that's not advised, and then you regret it afterwards, but you were just, you were in a different state of mind. You got caught up and things happen. Uh, Draymond Green, by the way, is so full of it. As an aside, I'm not comparing her to Draymond, but I remember that situation. And it's like, bro, you really think people are that dumb out here to believe that you were falling back and you were trying to brace yourself and that's why you punched him in the face?
That's what she just said.
I know, bro.
It's a Draymond situation.
It is. I'm trying to be sensitive here.
All right, my bad.
I'm trying to be sensitive here, but I mean, I see a wind up and a follow through. That's what I see. It looked like she meant to do something. Now, the severity of what happened, maybe that wasn't her intent, but is it possible that her intention was to slow her down? I think so. Yeah. Quick story. It's somewhat relevant, but it's the best example I can think of to explain the pathology of people in situations like this. Um, Way back in 2005, I got my very first car. It was a 2000 Nissan Altima.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was a baby blue. I named it Caroline. And, it was during. I was home. I was home on my first summer break from college, and got my first car ever. I was so excited. I'm 19, and I'm driving around. I dropped my sister off, so I believe my sister at the time worked at the McDonald's around the corner from the house. So I drove her to work, dropped her off. And my excitement over driving the car wasn't brand new, but it was brand new to me.
That's right.
I'm in the parking lot of the grocery store and I'm so excited. I rolled a stop sign and ended up getting into a wreck because a car turned into the plaza. And when you're turning into the plaza, you have the right of way. So they are, of course, driving, and I drove through the stop sign, causing this accident. This accident was 100% my fault. In the ensuing aftermath, being counseled by my father to try and mitigate some of the collateral damage associated with being at fault in this situation, my dad was like, listen, we're going to go to court, and you may or may not be comfortable with this, but we're going to have to say, or I'm going to need you to say that you stopped at the stop sign and continued, and the car they proceeded to run into you. Worst case scenario, it's going to result in a he said, she said, and the judge is basically going to rule it like a mistrial or whatever, and you'll just have to pay traffic fines and all of that kind of stuff, but you're not going to have to come out of pocket on like medical expenses and stuff like that, because there's not going to be like a police report that says you were officially at fault. Now, was I comfortable doing this? Not necessarily. I uphold myself as an honest person, but in that moment in time, it seemed like a strategy that I needed to agree to in order to not have to be dealing with this situation in a more dire financial strait than I otherwise would have. So I went along with it. I bring all that up to say, don't rule out the possibility that this girl did do this on purpose and is now doing the crocodile tears, it was an accident thing, in order to mitigate the collateral damage. Now, am I saying that that is what's happening? No. However, I'm also not saying that it isn't. I'm saying it's a possibility. Looking at the video again, it looked pretty intentional to me. Do I think she meant to concuss the girl? No. Do I think she meant to crack the girl's skull, give her a fractured skull? No, I don't think she meant to take it that far. And really, I don't even know that. I'm just giving her the benefit of the doubt when I say I don't think she did. I really don't know her. I don't know her from a can of paint. But in situations like this, you deny, 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 deny. Even if video evidence suggests that that's not the case, you just continue to deny, 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 deny. I know that this happens because I've done it before. Thankfully, there were no video recordings of my car accident. Otherwise, I'd have less of a leg to stand on. But this looks to me like it was rather intentional. So it is what it is. I hope everybody involved in this situation comes out of it as unscathed as possible, because she's a 17-year-old. She's got too much life to live to be dealing with this for too much longer. And yeah, the whole NAACP. The only thing about this that stinks to me, and reading that the reading that the NAACP was at her rally. I'm inclined to believe that she was also coached to play up the race angle, talking about how she's being called a racist and all of this other stuff. Like, okay, yeah, that's low hanging fruit. But at the end of the day, this looked intentional to me. It is what it is. I hope she comes out of it as unscathed as possible. Same with the other girl. But I also hear what you're saying. If I'm in the other girl's camp, if I'm a parent of the other girl or whatever, would I press charges? Maybe. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
she has a concussion and a fractured skull. I don't know what you want me to do.
Right,
But
exactly.
yeah, playing up the whole, because now she can just basically become a victim. Oh, they're
Right, that's
calling
what
me,
she's doing. Yeah,
yeah, they're calling me racist, blah 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 blah, and it's like, well, you kind of did this, so
right.
I don't know. It looked pretty suspect to me.
It looked suspect, man. And yeah, and that's what I was thinking too, bruh. It was like the plausible deniability angle of because I don't think she intended to concuss the girl,
Yeah,
you know. So that was an accident. But okay, which part was an accident? You hitting her across the head or her falling out like that? Which part was it of it was an accident? And so technically she's not lying when it comes to, hey, look, I didn't mean for it to happen like that. You know, did I swing at her? Um, you know, that that the whole part where I feel as though it's like plausible deniability is the after effects of her swing. And so she's playing it up to say that her arm got tangled in the first place, which generated enough force for her arm to.
yeah. She's saying the wind up and follow through itself was the accident.
Yeah, and that I can't buy that. I can't buy that. Yeah, man, in the heat of the moment, man, on the basketball court or whatever, not in the point where it was like a jealous rage. Because that just seemed like jealousy that you mad that you getting beat. Um, but I've seen stuff happen on a basketball court where there's moments of passion that go down when people are playing. Those guys still need to get their emotions in check. So this is not making a pass for it. But yeah, man, I was playing at Pepper Park one time. You remember Pepper Park, bro?
Yeah, yeah.
And that was goon ball. I don't know why I was way out there, bro. Because that's what my brothers played at, man. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go out there one day and earn my stripes.
Yeah, either Pepper Park or Bunch Park. I don't know if you ever played at Bunch.
I ain't
Bunch
never played that bunch.
Bunch was the other goon park. Yeah.
Hey, but man, quick story, man. When I played Optimus, bro, Bunch Park, they was some goons, boy. Them boys, they were out of there. Golly. So yeah, I can imagine their basketball court was the same way. But bro, I was playing at Pepper one time, bro, and I wasn't playing on the main court. I was just on the side court playing hustle, whatever. But on the main court, it got real intense, and those guys were going back and forth, yelling, some foul stuff. It wasn't a foul, whatever. And the game got real intense, and whatever. After the game, it was a real tight ending or whatever. And, one of the guys was like, now get the F off my court, whoever won. You know how that go. Get the F off my court. And the other guy was like, yeah, I'm going to get the F off the court. And so is everybody else. Everybody's like, hey, what you talking about, man? So that, he pulled the whole number that he's going to go pop the trunk. So he was he was steamrolling to the car. Everybody cleared it. So yeah, myself included, I got the hell out of there. Now, did he actually go shoot up the place? I know he didn't. But that whole exchange there, let's say he did, come back and start clapping at whoever, and then end up somebody else getting hit, even though the intended party doesn't deserve it either, but somebody else, got hit, then that's a wild situation. Hey man, I was just trying to scare the man. Well, why did you go to the trunk and pull out the car? Pull out the gun. So in this situation here, even if you didn't intend to like really injure the girl, cause this whole situation, be recorded, get outed on the internet, if you didn't anticipate all of that, then why swing in the first place? But people got to get their emotions under check, man. So I don't care if it's a woman playing sport. You're a misogynist if you think that she shouldn't get her emotion. Yeah. So I don't care what sport it is. You need to get your emotion. You're an athlete first, and you should have more respect for the game than that. So yeah, man, I don't care. I don't care. Like I said, I've seen it at all angles. I've heard all theories. I can't go for it. To me, it looks intentional, and I'm not buying the tears. And the NAACP can kick rocks. So,
Yeah.
they
Can't forget to mention that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, I've seen the deny card being played.
yeah,
I've done it before. I literally went into a courtroom and said I stopped at the stop sign, even though the other people were like, "He's lying, he's lying." No, he didn't. It's like, yeah, I actually did. I did. I really did.
but did
You
you?
know what I'm saying?
But did you really roll, or did you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I rolled, bro. I
no, you
rolled.
ain't, nah, you ain't roll, bro. Hey, man, I'm taking. I stop to the grave, dog. Hey, man, but in all seriousness, man, yeah, I think this situation, it did need to blow up on the internet, because the lack of accountability here. I really feel as though an apology from her side wholeheartedly, I don't think we would have got here. I think it was the doubling, tripling down that you didn't do nothing. Is what's making them press charges.
And the thing is, yeah, that's a very good point because it seems as though they're fixating on the assertion that it was done on purpose, as opposed to focusing on the result of the incident. Like,
Correct.
I agree with you. If they would have just apologized for what happened to her, I think a lot of it would have blown over, but they instead chose to focus on the fact that people felt as though she did it on purpose.
Correct.
So now it's a fight over whether it was done on purpose, as opposed to focusing on the fact that despite whether it was on purpose or not, the girl she hit does have a fractured skull and a concussion. Like,
Crazy.
that part isn't being made up.
Right.
So yeah, you that's a good point. That's definitely a good point.
Yeah, man. Hey, let us know down in the comment section, guys. You buying that Everett girl's tears? You really feel as though she did it in an accident? I mean, to me it looks intentional. To JV wins, it looks intentional, but we're just crazy conspiracy theorists over here. Let us know down in the comment section, guys, man. And make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe while you're at it. Sure.
Wind up in a follow through, man. That's what I see.
Draymond Green on the track. That's crazy.